This video will show you 3 ways to use reality transurfing to attract more money into your life. I'm going to share with you exactly what you do using this powerful manifestation process. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, we're going to be going a little bit deeper with reality transurfing, which is the process I've been sharing with you guys. It's a book that I originally read maybe like 5 or 6 months ago, and it was recommended by a friend, and I read it and I started to apply it, and I started to get really, like, my results just started coming so much easier. And through it, it's completely transformed the way that I see the world, and it's completely transformed the way I go about manifesting what I want in my life. Now, this is a book that was written by a quantum physicist in Russia. It's now being translated to a whole bunch of different languages because it's such a powerful book and so many people are catching on to it. And it is more of a philosophy for a way of seeing life, more so than just, oh, step 1, 2, 3 of manifestation. Now, let me give a little bit of context for this video. I feel like I have to explain it in every video that I do on it because I want people to understand more about it. So it has to do with understanding the power of intention and how there is something called the alternative space. The alternative space we can think of like parallel realities. Now, this is something I've talked about in my channel before, but the idea is that there are an infinite number of parallel realities that exist, that what we think of as time in continuity is something that we perceive of simply because we're able to team together and piece together all the different parallel realities. Now, the idea is that we can create whatever we want in our life by learning how to resonate with who we prefer to be and how to set intentions to put us on the life track of what we want to experience. Now, first off, if you simply set more intentions in your life, you will begin to see results. That's one of the first steps. It's understanding that intention is what creates the direction of what we experience in our life. Now, another part of reality transurfing is understanding what are called pendulums. Now, pendulums are thought structures that are created from multiple people thinking about something. So normally when we think a thought, we think it and that thought just goes away. Now, the idea is that there is an electromagnetic energy to that thought, and if people are thinking similar thoughts or have similar beliefs, those create a thought structure that thought structure gains its own autonomy in a way. In a way, it is trying everything to think for itself and trying to kind of suck the energy out of everything to keep it alive. So think of this in the way of like social conditioning, right? There is a pendulum around being a Democrat or a Republican. No matter what side you're on, there's a pendulum that is created because multiple people think the same thing about it. Now, you could think the same thing around a sports team, around being for any sports team. There are pendulums around them. Being an American, being different, any label you can think of, there is a train of thought that is socially conditioned inside of it. And many times we think that we're thinking our own thoughts when in reality, we are thinking the thoughts of that social conditioning. So this is where awareness comes into play. When we become aware of what we're thinking, we can then decide to let them go, that they no longer serves us. Then we can start to really think for ourselves, and that's a very powerful thing to do. Now, there's more to reality transurfing. I'll go ahead and get into the main part of the video because this will share with you and show you the different aspects of what reality transurfing is. But just know it has to do with parallel realities and understanding rather than trying so hard, it's about shifting and gliding to what we want to experience in our life and really choosing what we want rather than anything else. Now, the first one to attract more money into your life is going to have to do with the whole process of what our goals should be. So most people will have the goals of, hey, I want to create and attract into my life $100,000 or $1 million. Now the idea is many times we are conditioned, that's a pendulum, to think that our goals should be money itself. Now under reality transurfing, it's about understanding that you must have a goal and that money is a side effect of that goal. Now the idea is that what we must learn to do is to combine the power of our mind with the power of our heart. Now the thing is if we have a goal for more money, the head can connect to more money, right? The money is representative of the freedom I'll have. I'll be able to do X, Y, Z. And it's cool for the brain, but the heart doesn't understand that. The heart doesn't think in that logic. It's not like, oh, I'm going to have the money, then I'll be able to do X, Y, Z. So what we must do is have a goal that the heart connects to. Now, the easiest way to do this is to follow your passion, to find out what you are passionate about and to simply do that. And if you want to as well, what you can do is focus on adding value to other people. When you learn how to add value to other people with whatever it is, or you at least have that perspective, you start to align what is called your inner intention with other people's inner intentions as well. So you start to tap into something called outer intention. Now let me explain that for a minute. Everyone has a combination of inner intention and outer intention. Inner intention is the will we have to do something. It's the grind mode, the hustle mode, what we can actually do to get what we want in life. Now outer intention is when we start to link up with everything that's outside of us and know that the universe can manifest for us, and that beyond that, when we tap into the inner intention of other people, we start to also control outer intention. Outer intention is very powerful, and the only way to really connect to it is to have a trust in the universe to supply what we want and what we are going ourselves at, as long as it's connected to our passion. Now think of it like this: when we add value to other people, we are linking up with their inner intentions, and then there's much more power to what we are doing. So this means that in order for us to really create more abundance in our life, what we can do is start to follow our passion and start to open up our mind to possibilities of how we can monetize what we love. Now, we have the internet now. There are there's so much we can do. There's so many people that we can connect to. That what we can learn to do is how can we add value to other people, and more so than just that, how can we really follow our passion and our purpose with having our goal as being that, because it connects to the heart. And when we connect to the heart, there is much more ability for us to attain what we want, and then money becomes a side effect of that. And I'll tell you, in my own life, that's something I've definitely noticed. I went full-time with my passion back in August of last year. I kind of had to make the jump because I was getting, consistent money from the job that I had at the time. But as I just kept following my passion, there were more and more opportunities to where money is a side effect of me doing what I love. The value I can provide to other people, a side effect of that is compensation of abundance. So that's something to consider. That will completely transform the way you go about the process, and through having that transformed view, you will then see money comes to you much easier when money isn't the goal, but your passion is the goal. Now, the second one is my favorite. It's been the one that's transformed me the most, and it has to do with understanding the importance we are giving to the money we want to create in our life. Now, you can apply this towards anything as well, maybe not just money, but the idea is that when we decrease the importance for what we want to create in our life, we resonate better and stronger towards it. Now, think of it like this. Anytime you have something, if there's something that you want to experience in your life, the moment you say, I want that, is the moment you're also saying, I do not already have it. If I'm like, hey, I want that over there, it means I want means I don't currently have. So what we must learn to do is to transcend desire and transform it into intention. Now, the idea is that this is what makes transurfing a little bit different than all the stereotypical law of attraction processes. It's normally about having a white hot burning desire. In this case, it's more so about knowing that desire must be translated and transformed into intention in order for it to be powerful. Now, this is the idea behind desire and intention. I have a desire to put my hand up right now, and if I leave that desire here, it has no power within itself. But if I translate that desire into intention by going like this, then it has power. So the idea is that unless desire is transformed into intention or action, it remains as a potential that doesn't realize itself. Now, the idea is that what we must do is have intention, and on the other side of that, understand that we must not give significance and importance to anything more so than what we have to. So think of it like this. The moment we say this is so important is the moment that we distance ourselves from it, and it's also the moment that we can't actually connect to it. So you may have noticed this, the most obvious one that people can relate to is if you've ever liked somebody and you ever had a crush on someone. The idea is that you may have liked them, and if they felt that off of you and you made them very important and you kind of put them on a pedestal, they may have felt that and then retracted or kind of like gone away and not linked up with you, or the circumstances came into place to where it just didn't work out. Now, the idea behind that is anytime we give something excessive meaning or more significance than it is, what happens is balancing factors come into play to balance that out so that it doesn't happen the way that we want. So what we must do is have a more neutral perspective on this, to more of observe what we want and to realize, this is the key, that it is natural for you to have the abundance that you want. It is natural for you to be experiencing that. And when you have that perspective, so much can happen because you are more of resonating with it. You know, I use this analogy a lot, and it has to do with understanding subscribers on YouTube, me thinking that 100,000 subscribers is going to make me feel this, you know, blissful type way. And when we hit 100,000, I went to bed one night at 98,000. The next morning woke up at 101 because the video went viral. And what happened is when I woke up, it was like cool for about an hour, but it was just natural because I create daily videos, and that just became a part of my self-image. So be aware also of what your self-image is, because if you have a self-image that says that I'm not worthy of that, it's up there on a pedestal, it's the moment that you really know that that excessive potential will be created and balancing forces will take it away. That's why in order for you to create more money in your life, you have to start to see yourself as somebody that's able to generate that kind of abundance because it's natural for who you are and it's comfortable for you. So comfortability is also another important factor of reality transurfing. Now most people say, well, isn't it best to get out of your comfort zone? Well, yes, but you expand your comfort zone and then that becomes comfortable for you because you've been doing it consistently. That's why it's not about getting outside your comfort zone, it's about expanding your comfort zone. So do things you haven't done before. That is powerful, but also realize that that is just who you are. You're somebody that stretches outside your comfort zone, that expands it. You're somebody that it's natural for you to create the abundance that you want, and as you do that, everything will change. Now the third part of reality transurfing towards attracting more money or creating more abundance in your life will do with understanding reference experiences and connecting to the past. Now, normally, we think of the past as something that is static. That is who I was. That is what I experienced. However, under reality transurfing, it's about understanding that there is an alternative space, which is everything that has been, everything that is, and everything that will be. Now, our choices and our intentions are what choose the future of what we experience in our life, and by setting the right intentions and by focusing on what we want, we then focus more and bring in the parallel reality of what we want to experience in our life, which can be very powerful. However, many times we tell ourselves a story about our past. So think of this as this is the past, this is the present, this is the future. Now this all actually exists at once. It's just that our perception moves through it in a time-space linear way. So we think that it's one, boom, boom, when it's really just boom. Everything exists all at once. Now the idea is that in the present moment right now, we will connect to our past and say, well, I want to make, 20, 30, 40K a month, and I've never done that before. So the idea is that we look to our past and we see that we've never done it before. So the story that we tell ourselves is that it must be hard, we've never done it before, and we just don't simply know what to do. Now that's actually the key, is we just don't simply know what to do, but we can find out by in the present moment doing a couple different things. Now one of them can be to study people that have already done it before. So people that are maybe in the same niche, maybe that are, read their books and understand what they did. If it's you wanting to, take your art and bring it and make it into a gallery, and you can find people that have done that and find out what they did and how they marketed themselves, maybe come up with your own way. And the idea is that as you do that, you're able to then connect and create what you want in the alternative space because you're focused on the belief that you can do it since somebody else has done it. The other thing you could do is realize that your past, your probable past, is always changing. Only in your memory are you able to remember those things, and you think that it's your memory when really you're connecting to different parts of your past in every moment. So say that you have a memory of something happening, or you're in a certain state of being. Based on that state of being that you're in the present moment, you're going to connect to different parts of your past. That's why if you're in a very positive mood, it's easy for you to remember other times in your past that you were positive simply because you resonate with that state of being, and you're easily able to connect to those alternative pasts of what happened. Now, understand that that is all flexible. Understand you are not a result of your past. You are who you choose to be in the present moment. This can be a major game changer in your life if you understand this, because then you can drop all the story that you're telling yourself, all the story of money comes hard, or I can't have it, or all of these self esteem and thinking that you're not worthy of it. You can start to really drop all of those perspectives by buying into yourself more and understanding that you are who you choose to be in the present moment, and that you can choose the alternative space of what you want by making the right choices and by understanding that it is natural for you to be that way. So drop your story around money. Understand you can create your own story. You can connect to different parts of your past by remembering times of when you were abundance, reaffirming that that's who you are, and then everything begins to change. Now, if you guys want a powerful meditation that will help you to decrease the level of importance, that will allow you to wire in a lot of these ideas of reality transurfing so that you're able to easily apply it, that's something I'm going to be offering absolutely free. It's in the description box below. You can push on the link and download that, and that will help you along the process. If you listen to it for 21 days, I think it can transform your life. So go ahead and give that a go and find out how that radically changes you. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear so that you guys can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.